Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My heart is really emotional with the power of words that have been used since yesterday. And truly speaking, I do not know how many times I have thought and rethought how I am going to concise the whole kind of thrust, the flood of feelings that I have as a teacher for what I have been for almost 30 years plus in the education segment of students and students till now. I belong to the remote foothills of Himachal, where we used to take 3 hours to walk down to our place, and today I stand to share my views after having established 4 educational setups in my career. I stand humble and polite, and as we talk of the future classrooms and so many technology edges, I really feel for that rural touch which ma'am talked about, because I have worked a lot in Rajasthan. I happened to meet a visitor at my stall who talked about, I want to use technology of yours, but I do not even have electricity in the group of schools that I am running, and we are talking of technology enabling the future classrooms. This happened here in this platform only. So what are we talking about it? As we close the session of yesterday, the messages, the news channels, as they delivered the messages, this news about the Mumbai blast, I was almost in tears. Where has the sensitivity of hearts gone? Where are the teachers who can really make us emotional to shed that tear? And we talk of excellence in education. So I'm still stuck on the basic question that what is excellence? Is excellence happiness? Is excellence being successful? Is excellence a state of peace of mind? Is excellence being happy with yourself that I got an award for it, that we all talk about? With my due apologies to everyone, I do not mean to hurt it, but I speak from the heart because I've been teaching till the last minute. Even now when I'm heading next education, I have been going around the remotest possible areas for teacher training programs to as Guntur, Hyderabad, Vizag, Chennai, Northeast, and even remote interiors of UP, where we cannot even think of the future classroom that we are talking about. We are sitting in these AC class systems and talking about excellence in education. Have we ever stood shedding out and sweating out in those classrooms where teachers handle 100 students in the classrooms? I have witnessed it myself. Without trying not to name anybody, the group of schools where I visited, where we have schools from morning 8 to till 6 o'clock because the parent wants child to actually get educated, actually get an education that can employ. So it's a race of power of words against the time, and let me see how can I use it. How can we make our children sensitive? What exactly is the first word? Excellence itself. And the day I was asked to speak on the topic, I put up this on my Facebook status, and I would really like to share what the children say, what the parents say, and what everybody else says on what exactly is excellence. I would request my time to be actually used so that I can. That's where I miss out on time, and I would really not like to do it. Subrata, can you behave running the presentation for me, please? So I'm talking about the power of words which my teachers have used. I was reminded of my teacher, Miss Khujil, in English teaching class, where she would read the poem of Casabianca, where she would read the poem of Priest in the Mulberry Tree, to say the use words correctly, where she would teach me, which I remember till today, word watch, W-A-T-C-H, means watch the words, because they mean actually hurt the child, they can actually label the child, or they can actually make the career of the child. Watch your actions, because that's what are the responses to words and actions. Watch your thought, watch your tongue, watch your this thing, T, W-A-T, because that's what makes, see the character, the personas that we are talking about. Watch your habits because you are made forever. And that's what the grassroots level people are doing. And I owe this status today to my mother, to my parents, hats off and salutations to each one of my teachers, including Mr. Sureka, the chairman of Modi School, where I ended up joining, who said, teachers are not born, teachers are made. So Veena, Raizada, work for it. It's the passion that drives you. Where I can stand in a school, setting up in the central heart of Metro City, Delhi. I can have the guts to challenge with the management of that school to hold the fee structure of my school for 8 years to be the same, because I wanted every child to come to my school for the kind of quality education that I was talking about. Word document. So there I wanted to share with you what my children are saying, what my students are saying, what my parents are saying. What exactly is excellence? Excellence, as they shared, Tapeshri Sharma, who works in Balaji Telesilius, is my student. Ma'am, excellence for me is dropping that tear with emotions. It is that particular moment where I am giving you short. After that, it's got nothing. The persons who are doing the ramp show, modeling, performances, it is that particular moment, excelling that feeling, excelling that persona which matters. Excellence is a journey for me. Excellence is evolving of a person with the education. Education is actually teaching the person that you can adapt, you can change, you have the power of resilience with you so that you can actually work out your life skills to change to actually take the challenges of life that you are facing. Because I know how I was taught that never ever give up. My mom would always say, you can do it. And that's what I followed in that school, where I set up an institution exclusively for girls. Starting from 5 acres of land, I went to 250 acres of land in 11 years. But present, the status is that every girl counts for me, because that's what Nehru said, teach a girl child and you end up teaching a family and you end up teaching masses. And that's how we used it. Word document, baby. I'm still using the time to share with you that children said, they sent me the links that, ma'am, go to this and see this, the angry bird, which I never knew till date, that it is on Google, and that's what teachers should use. The children gave me the John Wooden's Pyramid of Success, which is on the Facebook document, that they told me that what exactly it is. Children gave me the name of the book, A Whole New Mind by Daniel Pink, to frame a model of excellence in education. So this is what I'm trying to tell you, that this is how parents have shared with me. Whichever portion I've highlighted, excellence is way beyond marks. Excellence is when one is able to deliver what he or she has learned to others. Excellence to me is evolution, ability to adapt. A person may be brilliant at times, but the power of resilience comes with adaptation. Excellence speaks out loud when a person is exposed to situations when he has never faced before. And that's how the process goes on and on. This is the Pyramid of Success sent by one of my students, who talks about the story of John Wooden, where I went into the net and found out what exactly it was, which I shared with my people around there. And that's what Sonal Shekhawat, one of my students, writes from UK, that what exactly she means. And she still talks about the Gita shlokas that were taught to her in one of the institutions. And here is Koelmi, who sends me the message from link, and go to it and see what teachers can do with technology. I'm talking of Anjali Sharma education system should not only be limited to cut-off percentages, it needs to be privatized and deregulate the education system sector in order to save our bright young children from needless frustration. And we talked about emotional quotient of teachers, emotional quotient of students, that how are we insensitive to what is happening around us? How can a teacher end up beating a child, or how can a student end up doing the kind of incident that one of my speakers just spoke about? So emotional quotient, IQ quotient that we are talking about, maybe emotional EQ is more relevant in the world of today, what we are talking about. This is what Vandana Khanna from UK writes for me. Excellence means surpassing the ordinary set standard. So can we do extraordinary things from ordinary things? Can we create the rooms, classrooms, the learning spaces for the rural areas? Can we go to the schools of Ranipet, where I went? Can we go to the schools of interiors of Rajasthan, to where we had to walk half a kilometer in order to get even the first call 10 years back when I was, 20 years back when I was there. So what exactly is excellence is the biggest question that has been haunting my mind even before I talk about what excellence in education means, because they are such big words. And as I scroll through these things and I talk about that we must make our children adapt to the current needs, identify new learning models that engage our younger generation of children. And the line that relates to the new 21st century, whether I'm in rural or urban areas, is illiterates of the 21st century will not be the ones who cannot read, write and learn. We talk of literacy rate, but is being literate, is being educated is a big question for me till today. So we have to unlearn which is not right. We have to learn again and learn again and learn again, evolve as a good human being, which personally I feel is that. I'll just like to run the presentation quickly so that I just convey that. The pyramid of success. Okay, I'm just concluding with the pyramid, right? So I'm just concluding with the pyramid of excellence, whatever we talk about, which my children and we all made it together, was that we need to set our targets. They have to be clear. I need to plan for tactical and strategic things. I need to implement them in the right way. I need to have a critical appraisal of assess and analyze. And from this process, I need to go back to check whether I am moving in the right direction or not. I have to check my planning once again. I have to implement all over again. I have to evolve. And that's what is my pyramid of excellence. And if I can define excellence for myself in this, probably I can share with my students and teachers. If I get some feedback, what sir said that after these conferences, when we go back, do we do that homework? I would really, really like to get that homework back to me because I'm willing to experiment. I have been doing that and I would love to continue doing that. Thank you everyone. Have a good day.